To the chosen one, I ask that you focus fully on what I am about to reveal. This is because the truth you are about to discover regarding your true identity will perfectly explain every emotion you have felt for as long as you remember it. That ceaseless feeling of not belonging here. The inexplicable, heavy burden you carry. That desperate loneliness felt even when surrounded by people. It is not your imagination. You are not insane, and certainly not like others. You are an angel born in human flesh. When I say angel, I am not using poetic metaphors to make you feel special. I am literally revealing your very existence. You are a celestial being who took on human form to fulfill a mission so specific. Lucifer, the king of darkness, so much so that he has dedicated his entire being to destroying you before you realize your true identity. And the fact that will confuse you the most is this: he is not attacking you with the random miracle of hatred. He is attacking you because the mere fact that you exist on this planet poses a direct threat to everything he has built over thousands of years. This is because when an angel born as a human fully realizes their true identity, hell literally shakes. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell right now. This is because the truth about your angelic nature that I am about to show you will connect all the scattered pieces of your life, all the inexplicable rejections, all the horrific betrayals, and all those moments when it felt like the entire universe was plotting against you. Everything makes perfect sense when you understand that you are not just an ordinary human living a hard life. You are a celestial warrior carrying out an operation in enemy territory. Please stay with me until the end. I will reveal the exact method to verify if you are truly an angel in the flesh, why Lucifer is pouring such massive resources into destroying you before you fully awaken, what your specific mission on the planet is, and what will happen when you finally activate the power that has been dormant for your entire life. Please write 777 in the comments. This applies if you have felt your entire life that you came here with a purpose, even if you cannot fully remember it, as if there were a mission engraved in your soul. That memory is currently blocked. I will start by showing you something that institutionalized religions have never properly explained. The Bible repeatedly mentions that angels take on human form and walk among us, but most people do not recognize them. Hebrews 13 states clearly, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers. By doing so, some have unwittingly shown hospitality to angels." Do you know what this means? They are angels who walk in human bodies and lead seemingly ordinary lives, yet possess a hidden heavenly purpose. And most people around them never knew the truth. Now ask yourself, if this were an extremely rare event, why would the Bible have felt the need to mention it repeatedly? If it were not a recurring phenomenon, it would not have mentioned it so often. If angels born as humans did not exist among us today, it would not have required us to show hospitality to strangers, as they might be angels. However, here is a fact that no religious institution will tell you. Not all angels in human form are consciously aware of who they are. Most live for decades feeling a deep sense of alienation and alienation. It is like acting alone on a British stage where everyone else knows the lines except you. Do you know that feeling? And there is a fatal reason why your memories of heaven have been blocked. It is because if you had known who you truly were from a young age, the forces of darkness would have eliminated you before you could complete your mission. Having your memories blocked is not a punishment, it is protection. Your human consciousness had to develop sufficiently to possess the emotional and spiritual maturity to handle the truth without collapsing when you finally awaken. However, the moment of awakening will surely come. And when that moment arrives, everything changes irreversibly. So now, I will show you 7 irrefutable signs that you are an angel in human form. I warn you, the more of these signs you discover within yourself, the clearer your true identity will become. And once you see it, you will never be able to return to your previous state. The first sign is deep existential loneliness. I am not referring to the social loneliness felt simply because you do not have enough friends. I am referring to existential loneliness, feeling an emptiness that no one can fill, constantly longing for a home you cannot even remember where it is, as if a part of you belongs elsewhere, even when surrounded by those who love you. Ordinary humans experience loneliness when physically isolated. However, angels in flesh experience loneliness even in a crowd. This is because your vibrational frequency is different. Your origin is different. No matter how hard you try to connect deeply with others, there is always a part of you that they can never access. This is not because you are antisocial. It is literally because you came from another dimension. The second sign is destructive empathy. This is not ordinary sensitivity. It is the ability to feel the emotions of others so intensely that they physically overwhelm you. The moment you enter a room, you unconsciously absorb the pain, anger, and joy of everyone present, and you cannot draw it out. Ordinary humans feel only their own emotions. However, an angel born as a human feels the emotions of everyone. This is both a blessing and a curse. It is a blessing in that it makes you a born healer, but a curse in that it constantly exhausts you. How many times have you left social gatherings feeling drained of energy, even though you did not do anything physically demanding? You were not tired from socializing with people. You were exhausted because you unconsciously processed the emotional weight of everyone present. The third sign, inexplicable rejection experienced since childhood. I am not referring to the common bullying where cruel children torment the weak. I am speaking of a rejection that is darker and more instinctive. It is rejection directed at you without a clear reason, as if your very existence offended them to an inexplicable degree. Do you remember that family member who always treated you differently even though you had done nothing wrong? Do you remember the teacher who seemed to hold a personal grudge against you for no reason? Or those classmates who ostracized you despite your kindness? It was not a personal matter, it was a spiritual one. Some people react negatively to angels in flesh. This is because their souls unconsciously sense that your light exposes their darkness. Your high frequency is unbearable to them. So instead of facing their own shadows, they attack the light that reveals their darkness. They did not reject you because of your actions. They rejected you because of your very existence. The fourth sign, a physically unbearable aversion to falsehood. You cannot feign. You cannot wear a social mask. When everyone else seems to politely lie, put on a fake smile, and play a role different from your own, you cannot join in collective hypocrisy without feeling literally nauseated. You can never do so without the feeling of betraying something fundamental at the core of your being. Ordinary humans quickly learn that a certain degree of deceit is necessary for social survival. Angels born as humans can never learn that lesson. This is because you are programmed within your celestial nature to act solely on the truth. Even if the truth causes you to lose relationships, a job, or social acceptance, you would rather choose to live truthfully alone than to live a life of lies with others. The fifth sign, naturally manifesting supernatural talents. Perhaps it is an incredibly accurate intuition that allows you to know things you cannot. It could be the ability to heal simply by placing your hand on someone. It could be animals being drawn to you for inexplicable reasons. It could be plants growing lushly upon your touch. You did not learn these abilities. You did not study them. They were simply always there because they are part of your angelic nature flowing through your human form. The sixth sign, intensified spiritual attacks. I am not referring to the commonly known calling. I am describing a pattern where, mysteriously, everything crumbles whenever you try to achieve something important. Relationships that should be going well explode for no reason. Guaranteed opportunities evaporate. Your health collapses precisely when you should be at your healthiest. An ordinary human faces obstacles that are random miracles. An angel born as a human faces systematic opposition. This is because hell assigns demons specifically to hinder your mission. You are not suffering from paranoia. You are actually under attack. And the intensity of that attack is proportional to how important your mission is. The more they attack you, the more important you are. And the seventh sign is homesickness for heaven. I mean, even though you do not know exactly what you are missing, it is a constant feeling that this world is not your true home and that you are merely staying here for a while, belonging somewhere else. Sometimes, especially in quiet moments, you feel an agonizing longing for something unidentifiable. It is not depression. It is a cellular memory. Your soul remembers the celestial dimension where you existed before inhabiting a body. And while you cannot describe exactly where that place is, a part of you constantly longs to return to it. If you have discovered 5 or more of these signs in your life, the probability that you are an angel born as a human is not a guess, it is a certainty. However, now comes a question that you must understand with absolute clarity. Why did you, who existed in a celestial dimension of pure light, voluntarily take on a body and be born on a planet so ungrateful, painful, and filled with darkness? Here is the answer that will completely change the way you view your life. You have returned from a rescue mission. Earth is undergoing a critical evolutionary turning point. Humanity stands at a collective crossroads where it must decide whether to evolve to a higher consciousness or collapse into complete darkness. And this balance is not determined in the celestial realm. It is determined by the choices made every moment by souls incarnated in this physical dimension. However, most humans are spiritually too deeply asleep to raise the planet's frequency on their own. They need help. They need the inner light. They need beings capable of maintaining a celestial frequency even amidst the chaos on Earth. You are one of them. You voluntarily left the dimension of light, peace, and unconditional love. You accepted being temporary about who you are. You agreed to experience rejection, betrayal, pain, and loneliness. All of this was to physically exist at the most critical moment of this planet, to maintain the light where others see only darkness. It was to remember hope when everyone else succumbed to despair. You did not come here to live a comfortable life. You came on an impossible mission, and you accepted it, knowing exactly how difficult it would be. For those who wish to know more, special materials are prepared in the description and pinned comments. Now I will reveal one fact that explains why Lucifer feels such destructive jealousy toward you. He too was an angel. In fact, he was the most beautiful, the most powerful, and the closest being to God. However, his fall was not an accident. It was a choice. It was a choice based on pride, a desire to be worshipped instead of worshiping, and an ambition to take the place of the Creator. And when he fell, he did not fall alone. He dragged down 3 of the heavenly angels, and they became the beings we call demons today. But here lies the fact that consumed him with jealousy. You made the exact opposite choice. You chose to descend voluntarily through love, not through the fall. It was not to rebel against God, but to serve Him through a rescue mission. It was not to exalt yourself, but to humble yourself by assuming a limited human form. You are the very image He could have become had He chosen love instead of pride. Therefore, your very existence serves as a constant reminder of His failure. That is why He attacks you so fiercely. It is not indiscriminate hatred, it is flesh-piercing jealousy. He sees the glory He lost within you and cannot bear it. Thus, He invests immense resources to destroy you before you fully awaken. This is because He knows facts that you may not yet know. When an angel in human form fully remembers who they are and activates their dormant powers, they become a threat that hell cannot control. And you are much closer to that awakening than you can imagine. Now, I will show you what happens when an angel born as a human fully awakens. This is because you need to understand what is approaching your life. I warn you, what is coming is not an easier life. It is a more powerful life. And there is a decisive difference between the two. The first change is immunity to spiritual manipulation. All the attacks that used to destroy you, the curses that affected you, and the negative energies that exhausted you now bounce back without even reaching you. It is not because you have erected a shield. It is because your awakened angelic frequency operates at such a high level that the darkness of lower dimensions dare not reach you. It is like a virus designed for an old operating system trying to infect a computer running on completely new technology. Even if an attack arrives, it will find absolutely nowhere to cling to. The second change is overwhelming clarity regarding your mission. The confusion you have carried your entire life about why you are here suddenly vanishes, and in its place appears a crystal clear realization of exactly what you have come to do. It is not ambiguous. It is very specific and comes with clear instructions that reveal themselves step by step. You may not know everything immediately, but you will know the next step. And when you complete that step, the next step will reveal itself. It is like walking through a blind spot where you can only see 3 meters ahead. But those 3 meters are enough to move forward. And with every step you take, the 3 meters ahead becomes brighter. The third change is amplified spiritual magnetic force. The right people will begin to appear in your life with near impossible synchronicity. I am not talking about mere cute coincidences. I am talking about encounters that are perfectly prepared. You will undoubtedly realize that celestial powers are moving the chess pieces to connect you with the people you are meant to meet. At the same time, those who do not fit will slip out of your life. They will leave, sometimes painfully, sometimes suddenly, because your heightened frequency no longer matches their density. Although it may be painful, it is an essential purification process. The fourth change is the activation of latent abilities. The abilities you possessed in a weak form will suddenly amplify exponentially. If you had faint intuition, it will transform into precise clairvoyance. If you had strong empathy, it will change into the ability to heal simply through your presence. If you could commune with animals, it will expand to communication with all of nature. These are not powers you have newly acquired. They are angelic powers that you have always possessed but were blocked for protection. Now that you have become strong enough to handle them, these powers are being activated. The fifth change is deepened divine solitude. I know this sounds like a contradiction after saying that the right people will come, but both are simultaneous facts. You will meet souls who resonate with you, but for most of the time, you will be alone. This is because your mission requires you to maintain a frequency that only a select few can handle together. Angels in flesh function better in solitude than humans do. It is not a punishment, it is your natural environment. You learn to love solitude not because you have no companions, but because you can sense the presence of the divine. And the sixth change is unwavering peace amidst chaos. The world around you may crumble. People may betray you. Situations may turn destructive. But something within you remains peaceful. This is because you have reconnected with the part of you that has never left heaven. And there, no external element can truly disturb you. It is not that you become numb, it is because you are descending deeper than a fleeting storm. However, along with all these changes comes a responsibility that can never be avoided. And this is precisely where many fleshly angels fail. This is because discovering that you are an angel is a completely different matter from living as an angel in a world that rewards demonic behavior. Your first responsibility is to maintain dramatic authenticity at any cost. You cannot compromise your truth to fit in with others. You cannot lower your frequency to make those living in high-density dimensions feel comfortable. You cannot pretend to be inferior to your true self to avoid threatening the vulnerable. Many will tell you that you are arrogant, that you consider yourself superior, and that you need to be more humble. However, they confuse humility with wretchedness. True humility is honestly acknowledging yourself as you are, without exaggeration or diminishment. And if you are an angel born as a human, pretending to be inferior is just as big a lie as showing off. Your second responsibility is service without sacrifice. Yes, you came to help. That is correct. Your mission includes bringing others home. However, you have not come to destroy yourself in the process. Too many human angels confuse service with self-destruction. They completely empty themselves while trying to save everyone. And when they collapse from exhaustion, their light goes out and they are no longer able to help anyone. You must learn the divine balance between giving and receiving, serving and being served, keeping the light for others while recharging your own battery. For if your light goes out, darkness triumphs. Your third responsibility is ruthless discernment regarding whom to help. You cannot save everyone, nor should you. Some people are destined to remain in darkness because their souls have chosen that experience for their own learning. If you try to save people who have not even asked for help, you are not only wasting your energy but also hindering their growth. Learn to distinguish between those who are truly ready to rise high and those who intend to suck your energy like vampires without making any effort themselves. The former will be grateful to you forever. The latter will hate you for not saving them from themselves. And your fourth responsibility is to keep the light shining even when no one acknowledges it. Most of what you do will be invisible. You will not receive applause. They will not give you a reward. Many of the people you help will never even know that you helped them, and you must willingly accept that fact. Angels do not act for external recognition. They act according to inner commands. Your reward does not come from human recognition. It comes from a life aligned with your celestial purpose. Now I will reveal your near future. Since signs are already appearing, you must understand this with absolute clarity. If you do not know how to interpret these signs, you may mistake a blessing for a curse. During the upcoming cycle, your life will be dramatically reorganized in 3 specific areas. And while it may appear chaotic while it is happening, it is a divine order manifesting in the realm of human relationships. After enduring a painful separation, you will experience a miraculous connection. People you thought would be with you forever will slip away from your life. Sometimes amidst conflict, sometimes simply disappearing quietly, it will be a deep wound. However, do not try to hold on to them. They are leaving because their frequency no longer aligns with your awakening. If you try to force them to stay, you are merely trying to maintain what is already over, exhausting yourself and delaying what is inevitable. Trust the process, because at the very moment you feel completely alone, people who understand your language without needing to be explained will begin to appear. They are souls who recognize your light as they too possess it. And this connection will be deeper than any superficial relationship you have lost in the realm of purpose and work. You will feel growing dissatisfaction with everything that does not align with your true mission. A job that was once merely a car will suddenly become unbearable. The career you have painstakingly built over the years will lose all meaning, and you will feel an intense inner urge to change everything. Do not resist this anxiety, even if you do not know exactly what to change it to. It is your soul reminding you that you did not come here to waste your life on unimportant matters. And even if you are afraid to let go of your familiar comfort zone, staying in the wrong place is more dangerous than venturing into the unknown. Opportunities will begin to appear. They may not be what you expected. They may seem dangerous, but you will realize that they resonate with something deep within you. Follow them, even if they do not make logical sense. And in the realm of inner peace, you will notice the chronic anxiety you have carried your entire life gradually beginning to melt away. The obsessive thought patterns that have kept you asleep will lose their power. The constant sense of danger will be replaced by an inexplicable, deep trust. External challenges do not necessarily diminish. The relationship between you and those challenges is completely changing. This is because you have reconnected with a divine part of yourself that is eternal and indestructible. And there, nothing temporary can truly destroy you. However, there is one more thing you need to know about your awakening. And this is very important. You are not alone on this journey. There are other incarnate angels awakening simultaneously across the globe. There are not many, but there is enough. And they are subtly drawn to recognize one another. This is because when two or more awakened incarnate angels connect, they form an energy field powerful enough to transform an entire city. This is not an exaggeration. This is actual spiritual physics. Individual light is powerful too. But the collective light emitted when awakened angels consciously cooperate cannot be stopped by anything. And that is precisely what makes hell more terrifying than anything else. That is why the forces of darkness have worked so fiercely to isolate you and make you believe you are insane. I try to convince you that you are the only one feeling these things. This is because you remained in a state of weakness while you believed yourself to be alone. However, now that you know the truth, and understand that there are others maintaining the exact same frequency as you, everything changes. You no longer sail in solitude. You are part of a network of warriors of light bringing a new reality to this planet. And when you meet another awakened angel in a flesh, you will recognize them immediately. Words will be unnecessary. There will be an awareness between your souls, as if you had known each other since before your souls existed. Even though you have just met in the flesh, these encounters are by no means accidental. They are divine promises precisely tuned without a single millimeter of error. Pay attention when such an encounter occurs, for that person is likely destined to play a significant part in your mission. Now I will give you a final warning that you must engrave deeply into your consciousness. Awakening is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process. There will never be a moment when you can say, "I am fully awake now and everything has become easy." It is like the layers of an onion. Every time you peel back a layer, you discover another layer underneath. Each stage of awakening reveals a new phase you didn't even know existed. And each new phase brings new challenges. This is because the more you awaken, the more responsibility you shoulder. The more light you possess, the more darkness will try to extinguish you. The more spiritually powerful you become, the more intense the attacks you face become. This is not a punishment. It is simply because you have graduated to a higher level in this game. And higher levels demand more skill, more power, and more clarity. But here's a truly beautiful fact. Every time you overcome a higher level challenge, your power expands proportionally. The universe never gives you a trial without simultaneously granting you the ability to overcome it. You may not feel it when you are in the midst of the storm, but looking back, you will always realize that you possess the exact ability you needed at the very moment it was needed. Chosen one, you have now come to know the full truth about your angelic nature. You are not an ordinary human who occasionally has spiritual experiences. You are an angel born as a human, having accepted a rescue mission at the most critical moment in planetary history. That feeling of not belonging anywhere, which you have carried throughout your life, has finally been explained. The reason you do not belong here is that your origin is not here. You came from a celestial dimension and temporarily took on a human form to accomplish a specific purpose. The wretched loneliness you experienced, even when you were with others, now makes sense. It is not a flaw of yours. It is a natural consequence of operating on a frequency so different from that of most people. Angels born as humans always feel alone among humans. This is because they are, quite literally, a completely different species. The reason for the ceaseless attacks you faced has also finally been explained. It is not a call. It is a systematic counterattack from hell that has recognized the threat you symbolize. Lucifer does not invest vast resources in attacking insignificant people. He attacks only those who can deal a true blow to his kingdom. And the intensity of the attacks you receive is the precise equator showing how important your mission is. The shield has already been activated. Talents are awakening. The right connections will begin to appear. And even though this path may be rough, you will never be alone. There are other human angels maintaining the same frequency as you, and even at this very moment, as you listen to this, they are being guided toward you. If this revelation has resonated deep within your being, and you have confirmed that you are an angel in flesh awakening to your true identity, please write 777 in the comments to amplify this celestial frequency. Subscribe to this channel and enable all notifications to receive more posts about how your angelic nature is transforming your reality. Please share this video with someone else who feels they do not belong in this world. This is because angels born as humans must recognize one another to strengthen the network of light that is transforming this planet. For those of you who have stayed with us this far and wish to learn more deeply how to live a conscious life with your angelic nature without burning out, we have prepared special materials that are cheaper than a pizza. Along with the full audiobook, a 5-minute meditation guide is provided as a special bonus. If you feel you deserve the practical tools to navigate your awakening as an angel in the flesh, you can access them via the link in the description and the pinned comment. And before you leave, please click on the video appearing on your screen now to see exactly how your angelic nature activates research protection from the celestial power that will guarantee the completion of your mission. We are stronger when we are together.